Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Speed Gaming. We have here the Link to the Past Randomizer League Invitational Week 2 Stanverted Keys to Infinity Pgog with Muffins versus Aurora's Nerd with Toys and Thieves Attic. I am Deep Fried 87, joined by the Flying Platypus Dimitri. Dimitri, how are we doing today?
Hello, hello. Oh, I'm a little bit sad. The week of the best mode or the most confusing mode for everybody is gonna be ending today, and so a lot of fun is going away.
Well, we still have fun today. There's several races still going on, so we still got one more day of fun for you.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait. But meanwhile, let's watch this runner as they are about to start, shall we?
Yes, indeed. For those out there that are unfamiliar with this mode, this is Stanverted Keys, where you have the castle, the Link's house, the bomb shop, the pyramid, and the sanctuary screen all in the vanilla locations, and everything else is tile swapped to inverted. So we will be going and rescuing the princess with a random weapon, and then making the way through the world as inverted.
Yep. And for all those casual boots fan out there, unfortunately, we do not receive free boots in here. It's gonna be a long walk to the end of Sanctuary.
Well, unless of course we happen to just find boots and go. But occasionally, you just get boots early on Uncle or after Uncle. But yeah, could be a long walk. Several of these practice seeds have been a long walk, so we'll see if we get boots.
Yeah, I think it's been on the lower end, the amount of seats where I've seen boots earlier. Most of the time, they're just almost at the end. Ooh, bombs! Nice bomb escape today.
Oh
I
yes,
feel
on
like
bomb
bombs
escape.
appear more often than the other weapons.
Tend to see when you get bombs in there, you end up with another weapon like showing up, like hammer in the boom chest.
Well, I hope for them. Meanwhile, we get to watch some good bomb strats, I guess. Everybody has a little different setup to just bait the guards around the statues or the chest and trying to trap them with bomb shots, or other people have setups where they just place and throw them. So we will see what style our runner have when doing the bomb escape.
Very true. Very true. Nicely done by both runners.
Yes, very clean room.
And
So
this is,
usually in the standard. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, this is running on Inverted 2.0. So if you haven't been with Inverted for a while, there are some changes that have happened from the last season's Inverted.
I haven't participated in the last season, but I can see. Actually, I saw this week that this mode was very confusing for experienced players and new players alike. Because for new players, inverted is a completely different setup than your usual 7-7 open key sanity. The worst state is weird. And for seasoned player, they are so used to maybe the old inverted that when they have to face all the logical quirks and changes with new inverted, it's like, what the heck's going on here?
Yeah, very much so. Ice Palace has been a big gotcha. Having to come down from Death Mountain with the Moon Pearl has been a big gotcha. There's definitely things here that will trip you up if you are not paying attention.
Oh, absolutely. We got plenty of funny moon per location. As we see the runners going back after rescuing successfully Zelda, Muffin taking a little bit of the panoramic view around to show her castle, just so that she doesn't forget that these are the prisons.
Yeah, yeah, showing the nobility of the prison, just as a reminder.
Okay, so far we haven't found any other weapon. We are still on 4 minutes, because bomb escape, of course, makes the escape sequence a little slower compared to other weapons, but we don't have to farm them, so we will probably be able to do the back of escape without having to come back with a glove later on, which is a big help.
Yes, it is, because otherwise you're trying to farm enemies and find a pack or hope for boots early enough to get in. It has definitely been a case of some seeds you've had to come back in and get the escape, and you might have a glove back there.
Well, I'm glad that I haven't seen that, and I'm glad that it never happened. Because that sounds ridiculous. Just a little bit pocket money in Dark Cross. Surprisingly, we haven't found we haven't yet to find 300 packs, which have been overflowing in this game so far.
Yeah, one of the adjustments in this is to make sure that there is ample money, so it's ooh. Rat's given some issue here. Okay, good. And both runners are able to get that and still have at least one bomb left to be able to check this over here.
Yeah, that's the important part. This route can be a little bit tricky when dealing with bombs. And we got a bombos, a map. Oh, easy, Moonbird. Thank you, game.
Yes, indeed. Now, do we find an early flute here to go with it and make it that it's just you're walking around the mountain and coming back down to get into CAC?
I feel like this has been the preferred option by the randomizer for most of the games. It gives you flute, lamp, and then you just go there on a walk around the light world or the dark world, depending on how you wanna. From which perspective are we seeing that?
And we have our first divergence. Muffin's immediately saving quitting, keeping 2 bombs, likely going to go check out Hype Cave here, while Aurora with only 1 is going to make her way over towards the Village of Outcasts Skull Woods area.
Yeah, Skullwoods is a very good area, especially in Key Sanity Inverter, to farm some bombs at the beginning when you don't have many. And we got Somoricane, more protection, and there's our first 300 pack. So we got the money to buy pretty much everything we want in this early phase of the game. Some mail that does help against the Dark World enemies that can potentially just kill you straight up on the spot, and a nice Somoricane that we don't have to hunt at for later.
Looks like Aurora is taking the time to farm up some bombs here, while Muffins is going and buying them from the shop.
Yeah, all of this just sparked from that the difference in bomb count. Probably Aurora took a couple more bombs to try and kill the rat, which ended up with her being with 1 bomb. So, yeah. It's so funny. So, these amount of resources made the difference in such a divergence for both runner. It was just 1 bomb.
Yep. And then you have the immediate, like, getting 3 bombs in the chest and then taking up the time on the farm here. And Muffins is going to have the added benefit of having that red cane to be able to do the mummy statue room much quicker. So far, the early advantage here seems to be going to Muffins.
Oh yeah, trying to bait the mummies around. Muffin? Did you drop into the pinball?
Yes, Muffins dropped into pinball. That is an interesting choice.
Oh boy, I was definitely not expecting. It took me a second to realize, as both runners were in Skullwoods, that Buffy just dropped into the mummy room in pinball. I was like, what the?
Doesn't look like Muffins is going to get punished for it, though.
I mean, it doesn't really matter because if you spend your first key on the main entrance to the left, you just grab by the Wall Master and you spawn at the beginning. And if you spend it in pinball, you just can escape from the other side. So that there's no real difference. I don't know the timing, if it's more an advantage of dropping down that hole or the other, to be honest. But that's how it feels. Like, no real difference, no major problem.
Well, with both of them finding a small key, dropping down doesn't make as much sense. Oh, and Aurora getting mummied there with not having the opportunity to be able to get through with not enough health. It was just unfortunate.
Yep. So for most people that maybe are not aware, why are you moving in this room? The mummy on the other side is also moving and getting baited by your movement. So if that ends up being in front of the door, you're screwed. If you don't have a way to push that away, which most likely you need a sword, as you cannot use item when you are in a door frame. And Aurora gets stuck by the mummy a second time. Alright, here we go. Third time the charm.
There we go. Aurora can now take a hit going through. And it's there again.
Of course, I had no doubt that was waiting there.
All that.
Actually, it would have been.
20.
It would have been. There's a sword in C-shaped house for Muffin. That would have helped. Yeah, I was kind of expecting the mummy not being there just because Aurora made it without taking hits. So the game says, "All right, you made it. There's no point of making you an ambush." Castle Tower small. Oh well, it's not gonna be a problem until we find a second sword or the cape.
Nice glove there.
I feel like glove has been probably one of the major items that has been a lack of in the beginner section of the game for most games. Which is exactly the opposite that you usually have in old inverted. Like in the old inverted, you're pretty much guaranteed to find a glove, but based on how the word is shaped. But in this version, because you can easily go to light word in many other ways, you're not that sure to have that. Actually, I've seen plenty of 1 hour, 1 hour 15 gloves in this week.
Yeah, that can be rough. So the question is, we've done this area. Where is Muffins going from here?
We don't have yet... Oh, well, no, we have Pod. The glove puts Pod in logic by going through the castle. And we got one small key, so we have 3 checks.
Well, I'm pretty sure with Stanverted, there isn't the hammer pegs that you'd have to go through. So isn't Pod just walkable right from the beginning?
No, you need... so you need to go up to the castle, and when you go to the right, there is a boulder that you need at least a glove to lift. The bridge on the north side is the inverted version. So either you quern jump, which will be our logic, or
That's right.
not.
That's right. See, this is what's throwing everyone off. Experienced players and new players alike getting burned by inverted.
Well, technically, tile swap, but plan to it in a specific setup so that it looks inverted. That's the problem. You just mentioned that. But yeah, if we don't find anything here on Dig Game and on Stumpy, which is not the case apparently, just a map, we will be forced to go to Pod for 3 checks in Logic, plus I don't know if they know how to Mimic Clip, which will be 5. But yeah, that's gonna be our only destination if Stumpy is empty-handed.
Yes, we do have 3 pod smalls already, so if there is one more pod small in the back, or in the front, I should say, then you could end up having... Or if Stumpy, is this a pod small? That's a pod small. Back a pod with 4 keys early is screaming to us here.
I cannot believe it. That's ridiculous. And also, we have 1 check in the back, just the compass thing. I believe that the runners will do the hammer jump and will go probably into the dark U-shaped basement, but yeah, this is incredible. And we have already the Moonpur, so which item are we expecting now? I guess an hammer or maybe another glove to put Liveward in Logic?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot. So, well, there's a lot of different things to put us in Logic here.
So for the chat, the Somaria Kane was on Stumpy. No, actually not on Stumpy, sorry, was on Johnny, as the community agrees that he's called Johnny, the dude in Hype Cave.
And Aurora heading over and getting her Kane and the third 300? Second 300. So much money in this seed.
We're pretty much covered for everything. Just we go Liveward, Zora money, Pot money, Digging Game we've done already, so we're covered on that. What else? Just Baller Merchant.
Possibly Big Bomb later on too.
Oh yeah, true, that also costs money. Okay, so apparently Shooter Room is not the answer, and we also get the added benefit of knowing that Pod is the regular crystal. Crystal number 2 has the, as you can see from the little 2 in the top left corner of the screen. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit undecided to where to go. I was thinking it was going to the Bollock side, but I says, nope, I got plenty of keys. There's the lamp.
And that lamp puts the mountain into Logic.
Unfortunately, it does not. We need the flute for that.
Oh, you're right. Again, this inverted is tripping. Wow.
I was wondering where Aurora was going, and as soon as I saw her walking in, I was like, she thinks this is the old inverted. Because I said, wait, we don't have a cave. Why she's scouting that? I mean, it's nice to scout Bumper Cave. But yeah, that's not how it works. Yeah, Aurora is confused a little bit.
There we go. I think she figured it out.
Yeah, that's definitely what you were mentioning before, one of those gotcha moments. We haven't seen Stalvo's basement. I guess Muffin's gonna do that after the He's gonna probably set up a death warp here.
So does Lamp get us anything else?
Not really, unless we get a flute and we can do a Death Mountain descent and get full access to Light Word. So far we have, with the glove we can go to Catfish after this. And that's it, pretty much. So the answer is either on Stalfos Basement, which is the only check in logic right now, or Catfish, or must be some kind of progression.
Ooh, that gets us Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, true. Because Bankrupt has not been flipped. He's still in the Sanctuary super tile.
That's another one of those gotcha moments.
Yeah, I think that's probably not the biggest gotcha moments, but probably one of the least I'm used to. The fact that Bankrupt is not flipped.
Muffin's going for the hover over to the ledge here. One more try at it.
Is this gonna be the good one? Nope, it is not. I mean, I'm gonna take the blame for this. Probably it's my fault for just pointing that out, but you know.
Oh, and Aurora opting to do the vanilla big key chest here.
That's interesting. So, ooh, a bottle. Nice.
And that makes
gonna
the
be...
unlock super easy.
Absolutely, you will not have to do frame perfect inputs to clip the red mimic out of bounds. You just drink the potion and magically the screen gets shambles.
Muffin's doing it real quick though. Looks like Aurora's going to opt to do the Mimic Clip instead of the unlock, preferring to keep the safety.
That's a reasonable decision. Okay, so we got a little preview of from Muffin. The Bollock side is nothing. So we got only 2 checks remaining, Catfish and Bogcroc. I mean, regardless of if you find the hammer or flute, one of them is going to give us the light word. This is not the answer.
Okay, not sure how that happened. That was interesting.
I have no idea. Okay, so Muffin not opting for a quern jump, he's taking the long way around it.
Oh no,
oh,
has a
right.
Master Sword. Yeah, we're gonna go, we're not going to Catfish, we're gonna go beat Agate Tower.
Yeah, you remember when I said we don't need to worry about the Castle Tower key as long as you don't find a second sword? Yep, that was the case. But we only got one, so either we find the second one here, or we gotta go back. Or we find progression, of course. And on the first chest we have a key to this done.
Oh.
Okay, game. Funny game. I require Aga Seed in inverted, something that you don't see every day. And there's the 5th key to pod.
That's Wow. Oh, and Muffin's taking a death.
Yeah, those guards were bullying him a little bit too much. We got blue males, but they just deal half a heart damage regardless. And he was a little bit low on health. Okay, so Aurora is decided not to go for the Bonk Rock and just rolling straight in Aga Tower. This is gonna save her a little bit of time.
I mean, with that first key, it is the densest check, and in this case, getting to the light world is it looks like the correct set of progression here.
Well, it's definitely not what everybody wants to do, require Aga Seed right off the bat, but these comes with a couple of benefits. We get a very comfortable portal to get to Light World later on, which is nice, as we don't have a way into Light World yet. And we can immediately right off the board the Lumberjack Ledge. Oh, for God's sake, Zelda, we just rescued you. What are you doing here? We're already seeing some numbers in chat. Some people speculating how many blue balls gonna be, and it's one already. Cause yeah, it is worth mentioning that only for the previous week, co-op AD, the blue balls and Ganon Wars were disabled, while now they are activated. So we can have any random of blue balls from 0 to 15, I guess. Which is the maximum amount that you can get if you don't miss any shot. At the worst RNG possible.
Yes, I have been fortunate enough never to have the fabled 15 blue ball seed. I think my max has been 11, but yes, 15 is rough.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the problem they don't disable the Aga 1 because Aga 1 fight is so easy to do, so it's not really an issue for even beginner runners. You just have to wait for him to do the normal energy shot. I think it's because they haven't figured out a way in the community to separate the blue balls trigger with what disables also Ganon's warps. So either you disable both together or none of them. I think that's the reason why. And there's the hammer.
That's a nice hammer. That puts so much in logic, and now the world is your oyster.
Yeah, maybe even too much in logic. We got everything, literally.
Oh, and that's a hook shot on the island there.
You have to forgive me, but for a second I thought that was the single arrow.
I think
so
we
if it
found
was me
the
in
single arrow already in Hype Cave.
I think so too. This is why I was thinking that was weird. I was confused for a second, but if it was me in this race, I would definitely mistrack that because that looked like the arrow. Oh boy. Well, considering that the Hylia Island, because it's inverted, has a little nice bridge to just get on top of it by swimming. Maybe Muffin will just fake flipper to get the hook shot. Of course, ending his routing right there, I guess.
Yeah, that is. Well, yeah, there is. Oh, and we are in the other world, and that is those birds do 3 hearts of damage now, and Muffin's taken an unfortunate overworld death, while Aurora is finding the mitts over in Saha.
Which is another pretty big item that allows you to route stuff even better, because now there's nothing we don't have access to. We can also go to the mountain. Not Dark Death Mountain, but at least Liveward Death Mountain for sure. Okay, so Muffin decided to just leave South Shore for later and doing all the North Liveward checks, getting some bombs back, and probably we'll also see what's on Lumberjack and see if it was valuable or not.
And everybody's favorite Hera basement key.
Oh, we can get there if we want to. I mean, if we are eager to know what's in there, sure, let's go. And Aurora almost got screwed by the same bird. Well, not the same bird, but another bird on the other side, on the next screen.
Yeah, Blue Mail putting in work.
Aurora, please just use bombos, please.
Oh, and the book. That's interesting. That's desert access. And when we get the keys, clearable. That's oof.
Well, I was about to say that it was a pretty dry minimal okay, but I had to take it back. Unfortunately, this is Key Sanity, non-AD, and we still have no idea if we actually need to do Desert. But yeah, in Inverted, the book is required for Desert, because we cannot mirror to the ledge and just access the back.
Oh, and flippers in Ice Rod Cave. So there's no...
I was about to say that it was now the time to arm the Water Walk, and that we don't need it anymore.
That's going to mean Aurora's going to get that hook shot. That is a really big sequence here.
Absolutely, and we just saw on Muffin's side the big key of T-Stone also. I don't think that he does auto-tracking, because yeah, I don't see anything appearing in his tracker key-wise, at least big keys.
Yeah, we don't... That's a point. There's no hammer. Maybe the it's possible that there was a connection issue with the auto track or something, because I also... It looks like Muffin's tracker has stopped. That's another sword on the Zora ledge.
Yep, we could just barely see the hilt, but it was definitely a sword, which is super nice. So apparently the unfortunate death of Muffin, he's bringing him away from all these goodies on the flipper checks and the flippers themselves.
Yeah, but Aurora didn't check the island, so is not going to know about that hook shot there, and is going to... Looks like going to take that over to the Kakariko area, so we are not seeing that now.
Now that's a bit unfortunate. Did she maybe overlook the fact that you can get to the island just by, swimming to that because of inverted? And maybe she's thinking, oh, I need the mirror for that. I'm not even checking that.
I do not know what's going through her head.
I don't know either, but I know that these runners sometimes do some very confusing moves as they try to navigate their best through the world. Yeah, we will see. I definitely agree with you. If I were Muffin, I would have a talk with whoever did the tracker.
Oh, the comedy.
Alright, nice shovel. Let's see if that's gonna be something useful. It's on the path, so it's not too bad picking that up. We will have these fetch quests solved by itself. And a map! Finally, some info. We did find the... Oh yeah, that was unfortunate. We did find the big key of Thieves Town in Blindsat, and we did find the small key of Thieves Town in the back of Pod earlier. So Thieves Town is fully in logic and fully completable for what we know. Oh, by the way, I just noticed that Aurora talked to Saha because she was in Saha's closet where she got the mitts, and TR apparently is our Green Pendant today.
So, probably not Nice Rod Hunt.
I hope so. Alright, second attempt at South Shore for Muffin.
A little bit more health this time makes life a bit easier.
Yeah, maybe too much health. He wanted to get rid of some of it. Muffin, please. Just use bombos. Okay, so in this position, I can imagine Aurora to not continue to Island and Hobo, which we could check if we wanted, and maybe rolling straight up into Desert, checking the tablet and doing the first couple of checks that we have.
Yeah, because Aurora hasn't been over there, also has Agina and the Checkerboard Cave, so yeah, that's likely the route here. So we'll see when she gets back to clean up that hook shot, if ever.
I mean, it is required to win the game. I don't know if
Yes.
Aurora hovers, and we don't know if Swamp is a pendant or a crystal, so that can play a big factor, but so far it looks like that hookshot is going to be required.
Ooh, Ice Palace
Aurora.
big.
Ice Palace big. Well, we don't have access to Ice Palace, so... But as soon as we get access, we can pretty much full clear that.
Yes, indeed.
We also got a nice and comfortable Somaria for that, so it's not gonna be a pain. Alright, so this is gonna be a third sword for Muffin, and then we're gonna see where he decides to go. Auroras, we're gonna see new checks here in Desert. The ledge was just a compass. And map chest is just a map, just of a misplaced dungeon. Ooh, look at that.
That's a very nice fire rod. That's probably going to send Aurora back over towards the Thieves Town Skull Woods area with a fully clearable Thieves and now a clearable Skull.
Looks like you are really on point with this. Saving quit of the sanctuary, going towards the village. Okay, a little bit of an issue with a turn dash. Okay, looks like Thieves Town is gonna be our first choice. It is true that Skullwoods is not in logic. I mean, the boss is not in logic unless you have 3 keys, but with all the checks that we have, it's very likely that probably it's somewhere far away. Oh, hello, Structural Mike. So, from what we understand, Muffin trackers stopped working for some reason at some point. And now we're just trying to remember what he did.
And he's going to catch up on progression here with getting the mitts out of the back of Saha's closet.
Absolutely. I don't see him progressing to Eastern with that hookshot. Maybe it's going to be a mountain play. Or maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, Muffins did take a couple of... maybe? Yeah, never mind. I'm going to say Muffins did take a couple overworld deaths, maybe feeling like needs to make a play, has the Eastern big, and if you find a bow in Eastern, you're feeling real good, but... Now, this makes sense. Gonna follow behind Aurora here. Nope, gonna go clean up King's Tomb.
Fair point. We often overlook this check as well, the same as Bonkrock. Blue Kestrel, the next week category is gonna be 4-7 open pilot spoiler. So it's gonna be a team effort with one racer, one pilot, telling the racer the information, and the racer has to put all of his trust in the pilot, assuming that he can do a good job.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun mode.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention it's also key sanity, so you don't only need to look for items, but also for keys, which is fun.
Yeah, we play the fun game of how many pod smalls do I need?
Oh boy, don't even ask about that. They're always in the worst possible place,
Yep, they're
And with
almost always
GT,
in TR and GT.
yeah, because GT is openable with 4 crystals, so that increases the chances that relevant keys are gonna be in weird places. God, come on, dude, game. Alright, both runners in Thieves down. Muffin just entering right now, Aurora cleaning up line. We didn't find anything so far in the back, just stuff. Alright, so just a key to TR is nice to have before going to TR. Thieves Down is a crystal, so it was required. There was no better moment to do this.
And Swamp is a pendant.
Oh boy. We didn't get the Swamp Small, right?
No, we don't have the Swamp Small yet.
Okay, so definitely is gonna be one less worry for our runners. Not to worry about Swamp. I mean, we need the mirror for both Swamp and Ice, but... And yeah, maybe we should also mention that Meyer and Pod were also crystals. Well, Pod we knew, but Meyer was still a question mark. So we gotta find that flute or the mirror to access Meyer. And whatever medallion we need. We are changing the audio a little bit. The rule says that the audio is for the racer was a little bit ahead, but also let's give some space to the vanilla A Link to the Past music that I know nobody's ever used anymore, because with MSU packs almost everybody's doing that, so let's hear some retro stuff.
Classic.
Good moth fight, very quick thanks to the Temper Sword, and we got a second crystal. Nice. We only have one pendant on the loose, and neither runner checked the bomb shop. The bomb shop guy. So we don't know which are the 5-6 crystals, which also we don't know because no maps of them.
Ah, yes, another quirk of inverted. Grabbing the Smith.
Yep, which can be in logic with the mirror if you don't have gloves, but it can also be just vanilla mitts. Muffin only completed Thieves Down so far. Yeah, he doesn't have the Fire Rod, which is on Desert. Oh, we got a Powder on Ped. Wow.
We find that mushroom, fake powder incoming.
Well, hopefully. We definitely need to find the mushroom first. But I think that if we ever find the mushroom, that's gonna be the first thing that Aurora's gonna do with that knowledge in mind. Says, you know what? I don't want to discover if pad is gonna be required or not. Let me just do this. And the Smith just rewarding us with a big love. Nope.
And Aurora getting trapped by inverted shenanigans again. See where she heads. Looks like up the mountain, question mark?
At this point is the only show. I mean, this is the only way we can do Live War Death Mountain so far. We have no flute, no mirror. So the only way is literally to climb with the other old man. Hyrule is full of old man. That's insane. Anyway, yes. So for people that were maybe wondering why Aurora was going to Graveyard Ledge is because in inverted, Graveyard Ledge in the Live World has a little convenient staircase because you cannot mirror on top of it because it's inverted. So in inverted 1.0, you can access that without mirror. But in inverted 2.0, that's not the case because Sanctuary and the Graveyard have been preserved to their vanilla state. So you need the mirror for that, unfortunately. Yep, hard require Aga Seed.
There's our Swamp Small.
I would like to say something, but I will just wait for when we finish Paradox. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, that small key is nice to have it, but at the same time, you don't want to because, Swamp is a pendant and we don't have mirror yet, so not to worry yet. I missed what was inside Paradox Cave. Spectacle Cave.
It is a small key.
Alright, so sorry, it's very often I mix up Paradox Cave and the Spectacle Cave. Oh, that's our logic for Skullwoods. Nice.
Not sure where Aurora's headed.
I had no idea.
Thinking that she's going to go take a portal that's not there. There we go. Figured it out. Is thinking that this is going to work and is going to be reminded no. Where you go?
She is gonna go. Okay. Perfect. I was worried that she would go all the way to the top again. Yep. Another logical quirk as a difference between inverted 1.0 and 2.0. In inverted 1.0, when you save the old man, you respawn in the front of a non-existing cave in front of Dark Death Mountain. So you literally respawn on Dark Death Mountain. You can there's an additional staircase in front of GT, and you can go to Super Bunny that way. In inverted 2.0, no, it's just revert to the vanilla behavior. Ooh, look at that. Muffin is very happy right now, I bet.
Yeah, it's a nice bow.
Oh, and finally we're gonna see Catfish. What do you have, Omi?
Yet another 300.
Oh, yeah. It's money, but we're done with the money for the seed. Now, the better question would be, is Muffin gonna go to Hera basement?
Oh, and both bows are up here. Wow. So that hook shot is going to is most likely our progression here, and is going to be hard required.
Yeah, definitely. Unless the flute is somewhere non-hookshot locked, yeah, sooner or later, Aurora's gonna be funneled into that Lake Halia island. A bottle for our trouble. And a red crystal. So Hera is the first of our red crystals. So now that means that there is one pendant between Eastern, Desert, or Ice. We got a map of Eastern. Muffin didn't do a map check yet, so we don't know if Eastern is required or not. But Bow is required because Pod is a crystal, so don't think about skipping that. Oh, we're seeing new checks. Oh no, wait, Hammerpeg. We've seen Hammerpeg. Never mind.
Yeah, Muffin's done. Muffin did that and did Smith. I don't think did Purple Chest.
No, I'm pretty sure that he didn't do Purple Chest. But definitely delivered the Smith and did the Purple Chest. Actually did, sorry. He did Hammerpeg and then the Smith. Because we have no mirror, so that was the only way for us to do that consistently. And Muffin immediately taking advantage of that double bow to go to Eastern, which we have big key, we have map. So we'll be able to see what is that.
And there's our mirror. That opens up a whole bunch of swamp and ice, and yep.
That opens up a little bit too much, I would say. So for Aurora's sake, I hope that she's gonna go to the lake, maybe check Hobo, because she orphaned that.
Well, if she goes into Eastern and gets that mirror, she might then think, oh, I can get Hylia Island, and then realize the mistake. So that's, it may take her a little time, but it might lead her to the correct location, because that looks like where she's headed now.
Which is what we hope, yeah.
Because also with that fire rod, because I don't think that, I don't think Muffins has made it over to Desert yet and doesn't have that fire rod.
No, he doesn't. He did. He died to the bird. Then he checked He checked Agina in checkerboard, and Mini Moldorm after. So right now is definitely very far away from Desert. With that bow, is probably gonna complete here Eastern, and then depending on what we find in Eastern. Ooh, skipping the chest in the back apparently.
That is a choice.
Yeah, also noting that he skipped Hera basement, so playing a little bit more aggressive here. Which is definitely understandable. Those are awful location, takes a lot of time for a minimal reward. But if there is something useful, there's maybe a while until he comes back.
True story. Number of times that last location has been Hera Basement is a number that is much greater than 0.
That sounds trustworthy data.
Structural Mike, can you back me up on that one?
Well, looks like we're gonna put that mirror to good use immediately as we got Pod Big out of Armos Knight.
Yeah, that's going to be a really nice set of checks here and clears for Muffins. So this race is, how long does it take Muffins to get to Desert versus how long? Yeah, there's. It's interesting. It's anybody's race.
Yeah, we're not missing much stuff at this point. We're missing. Okay, we can go to Meyer because we can go to Desert Area and mirror there, but we're missing Meyer Big, which I haven't seen on any side as the runner. So that and GT Big potentially are 2 remaining items for Go mode.
Yeah.
Okay, as imagine, Aurora's going for the back of Eastern. She doesn't have a bow, so she's kind of forced to full clear this. Is she gonna be rewarded? Nope. She is not. Okay, this looks good, however. She's going down. She's not save and quitting. She's just walking all the way down, probably doing Hobo and Highly Island, potentially into Ice. No, Aurora. No. No, this is inverted. You cannot do that.
Aurora. Okay, hopefully this is just going at it from the other side.
Stunverted, taking another victim.
Yep.
Unless this is Swamp. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be front of Swamp without hookshot, but that would be a little bad unless we find something very disgusting on left side Swamp.
I think it's the ice play. I have no idea what this play is.
Are we going back to Desert and potentially mirroring
area.
for...
Yeah, Meyer area.
For Meyer, okay. Alright, as Jerky mentioning in chat, she doesn't have Swamp Small because she doesn't have Hookshot, and the Swamp Small was in Paradox. Unless she finds the flute here. Oh, that's Bombo, so we can get in. And yeah, unless she finds the flute right here in Meyer, which means that we can access the mountain in another way, that's gonna be very far away from Aurora. But so far, the hookshot is locking pretty much everything. Okay, Muffin just completed pod. Where are we going, Muffin? We're doing Hobo? No, we're going Ice, I guess.
Yes, Muffin's already done Hobo, and this is absolutely the ice play.
Yeah, we don't know if our last pendant is gonna be Ice or Desert so far, but we're still looking for stuff, so it's definitely reasonable to assume that this is gonna be the play. If it's a pendant, it doesn't really matter because we explore a dungeon, we got a lot of checks out of it, and then we can just walk straight to desert and finish that. And he will get the fire rod at some point, so. Oh, by the way, with that mirror, we also have pretty much everything in TR open.
This is true.
Probably not on the priority list because we have we found the mirror after the mountain, so it's probably time to make the most out of the overworld, and then maybe after, if we don't find anything, we're gonna go back. On the other side, Aurora's cutscene chest. What is it gonna be?
Just nothing.
Never hurt anybody. Alright, so let's make a little bit of recap. The beginning was pretty straightforward. Aurora struggled a little bit in Skullwoods with the Gibdos. Muffin got a Cane of Samaria and a sword earlier, so it was a little bit, better. He has a slightly better start. It was a forced Aga seed, so we had to kill Aga to get the hammer out of Pyramid Ledge. Aurora got the... what did she get? She got the book in Mini Moldron Cave and got the fire out of the desert. Muffin unfortunately took a death and got delayed on that, so he doesn't have Fire Rod. Yes, by the way, Muffin Tracker is not working, we know. And yeah, so Aurora is a little bit ahead on dungeon completion, but Muffin has found the hookshot on Ilia Island, which Aurora doesn't have. He has completed Pod and Eastern. Well, no, actually, no. Muffin is ahead on dungeon completion because he got the hookshot. We led him to the mountain, get him the bow. He completed Eastern. He completed Pod. So Aurora has to go back to the hookshot as soon as she can, and this is look like the play.
Definitely a feels bad moment here, but this may take Aurora right into ice afterwards, and we'll see if I was not paying super attention on the other side if Ice Big. Now, cleaned up Hobo first, so gonna get that Ice Big off Hobo before going in. Or if Aurora just goes up the mountain.
That I don't know. I just noticed that Muffin found the Skullwoods big key, not the one that we wanted. But he has to go, he has still had to go to Skullwoods because he doesn't have Fire Rod. So probably the big chest is going to be opened on the way. So Ice is our last pendant. So that means that Desert is our last crystal. Yes, both were in Wesm on top of the mountain. Ether Tablet and Hera Compass Chest. We didn't see the basement. Muffin skipped that. Yes, Muffin does have silvers, by the way.
Yeah, both bows up the mountain in this seed, so they will not be missed by either runner. Both of them will eventually have it. It's just current, and it looks like this is the swamp play for Muffins. I mean, it makes sense since you've got the small key, you've got the hook shot, you've got everything to do it, and it is the densest place left.
True. I think that Muffin found the desert big, so I'm a bit surprised that he doesn't go to desert first, knowing that this is a crystal, and he has to do that.
I missed that. Where was the desert big?
I have no idea. Oh no, never mind. I just It was all in my mind. I was just watching Aurora's tracker and I thought that the Hera Big was the Desert Big, and I thought, oh, if Aurora has it, probably Muffin also has it. Nothing. It's just me daydreaming. Okay, so we need to add the Desert Big to the list of big keys that we need to find, together with GT Big and Meyer Big. I imagine Muffin is gonna skip Left Side Swamp.
Ah, 50-50. It in this spot, like, it's tempting to want to skip it, but who knows if it that. Oh, there's your Desert Big. Swamp entry required.
Alright, so we got one of the missing pieces of the puzzle. Now what I said is true, just a little later. And yep, we're skipping left side. We're just going straight to the back. Desert is completable dungeon now, so that's probably gonna be the next Muffin play.
And that will lead, with that Desert Big, that will lead Muffins right to the Fire Rod.
Absolutely. So yeah, now we can say that Aurora is falling a little bit behind, because she will have to go up the mountain, then she will have to go get the bows, then go back into Eastern a second time, into Pod, which is gonna be free because she can mirror in front of it, but still he has to do all that Muffin has done already, which is gonna take time.
Yeah, it will. The only thing that is, Aurora is going to be going up the mountain the first time with the mirror, and if there is something, one of the big keys we need in Turtle Rock, might be a while till Muffins gets back there.
Yes. Also, we need to figure out how much that powder on pad is gonna be relevant. Probably nothing, but unless the seed is done, probably it's gonna be on the back of the runner's mind. Like, I find the mushroom. Okay, let's do fake powder right away. I need to remove this doubt from the back of my mind. Alright, mountain play. Well, if mushroom is behind powder and it's something required, that's gotta be good for chat. That's gonna be a treat for you in the last day of Stanverded.
That is a cursed seed if Mushroom is behind Powder and is hard required.
I mean, it's not how it works usually. A fetch quest into another fetch quest into another fetch quest. We got a free shot. We know the part. Oh, the ice rod. No, the ice rod is not required yet because Trinex is Green Pendant. So right now we are only looking for Meyer Big and GT Big. Muffin about to get his fire rod out of Desert Torch. We will see what's in Desert Big Chest that we didn't see the first time. He's gonna beat Lambo, and then we're gonna be off to new checks. Probably. So Muffin is definitely ahead right now with all the hookshot thing. Oh, there's the Big E to GT. -1 to go mod. Yeah, I was about to say, Muffin is definitely ahead right now, but we are kind of running out of options. He's probably gonna go to Skullwoods after this and see what's in the big chest. Check ped, probably. And then what he can do. Ooh, gold sword.
Well, the other question is, does Muffins mirror here and check into Meyer?
I would say it's a possibility. It's here. We don't have flute, so we don't have a very convenient way to come back. And if Meyer Big happens to be in Meyer, which we know that's not the case, it's good for him. But that's gonna be actually good for Aurora because it's gonna give her some time back. Meanwhile, we found the Ice Rod.
And Aurora's first bow incoming.
Okay, Muffin getting Desert down, and we have our second red crystal. The other one was Thieves down. No, the other one was Hera. So now also Big Bomb is on the table. And exactly as you said, Muffin mirrors in front of Meyer. Probably we're gonna see a Meyer play now.
Yeah, at the very minimum, you gotta check the shed while you're here. Oh no, and the mirror block not deleting. Gotta come back in for it.
I was not able to delete that block an embarrassing amount of time. More than I would love to admit.
Yeah, and unsurprisingly, Muffin's taking a trip into Meyer. Makes a lot of sense here. You're here, there's not a fast way back. It's at the very minimum 5, maybe 6 checks.
Yep, he has 2 out of the 3 Myers molds, so if he assumes that the last key is somewhere, technically everything here is in logic. So he says, you know what, let me just check in and see what I can find.
And we know that the third one is in here.
Yep, funny game. Alright, so Aurora's now completed. Tower Hera got both bows. Probably she's gonna explore a bit of TR.
Also has skipped the basement. So both runners leaving Hera basement behind will probably be a last locate for both of them.
Absolutely. Okay, we're seeing Mimic Cave. We just saw that. Just a bottle. Now, will Aurora mirror here to check a little bit of TR? We don't have Big Key.
Yes, we do. Big Key was in Paradox.
Okay, then I'm just blind. Perfect. Yeah, we got the Big Key. We got 2 small keys. We can get pretty much everything. Oh, hello.
And a Swamp Big. Interesting.
That may be another last location for Muffin if it comes down to Swamp Big Chest. Because Aurora needs to go into Swamp at some point to get Desert Big.
There's the mushroom.
There's the mushroom! Oh, now we are talking. The entertainment in this seed is off the chart.
Does that mean we are in uncharted territory?
I'm sorry, I don't speak English.
For the audience, we are looking for the Meyer Big and we are looking for GT Big. Those are the two pieces we don't know. Aurora needs to go into Swamp Palace to get that Desert Big, and I think that's the only thing that Muffins has that Aurora doesn't, if I'm not mistaken, for as far as progression items. There's other fetch quest items, big key items that might be other places, but we're not 100% on any of them.
Actually, we have GT Big. GT Big was in Desert Big Chest, so Aurora is gonna find it as a natural consequences of finding the Desert Big. But yeah, we're still missing Meyer Big. Now the question is, Aurora is on Laser Bridge, right? So is she gonna fight? Is she gonna fight Trinex to respawn at the entrance?
Absolutely. Especially with Turtle Rock being green pendant and needing to go back over to the Pod Eastern area.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, Telonius. Meyer Big can be on that bat check.
And that, I guess, is gonna be pretty much everything that chat wants. Just to scream required ped seed that we kind of scammed if the mushroom is a fake powder rewards him with Meyer Big. Any other fetch quest is dead, by the way, so that's the only fetch quest remaining that can be even remotely interesting. Yes, indeed. Aurora did check Crystal Roller Room.
Yes, that was our mushroom.
Well, I understand the question. The mushroom is not marked on Aurora's tracker for some reason. I don't think her auto tracking is broken. But yeah, the mushroom is not there. But we know it's there for both runners. Alright, TR is a bust. We don't know yet if we need anything out of it. This is probably the Spiral Cave play. Excuse me? There is a portal on the right rock?
Yes, there's a portal on both rocks.
Okay, you know what? I don't want to ask questions. I'm not ready for the answers. Oh, don't worry, faithful unicorn. It's just us just saying stupid stuff. You didn't miss anything important. Just us clowning a little bit. The most important part, of course, are always the runner, which means that it's time to remind all of you to just give the runners a follow. And thanks to them for agreeing, participating in the restream, and putting the show for us. Also, thank you, Deep Fry, for being my friend commentator today.
Likewise, thank you, Flying Platypus Dimitri. It is an absolute pleasure coming here with you.
Thank you very much. And with that, let's see if the Grim Panda is gonna pay off. It is not. So this is gonna be more time back for Auroras as Muffin finishes cleaning TR. This race is getting surprisingly close.
Yeah, it is. Has Muffins gone back to Skull Woods yet? I don't think so, right?
No, he hasn't. So he will now finish TR, probably deliver the Grim Pendant, and as soon as he realizes, oh, it's nothing, it's probably going back to Skullwatch, which Aurora did. So this is probably gonna give Aurora's time to finish Eastern Pod and maybe advance to Swamp Palace.
Yeah. And has that, you're looking, is it in the Skull Woods Big Key? Major advantage Muffins. Is the Mire Big in the left side swamp or in the Swamp Big? That would be a while till Muffins gets back to that. It is really a where is this Mire Big for this race?
Yep, that's the only missing piece. And we also need to remember that both runners skipped Hera Basement. If it's there, they are both equally screwed.
Oh, no one's ever been burned by Hera Basement. No, never. Never!
Hera Basement doesn't exist, he cannot hurt you.
That Hera Basement is like in the rando haunted house.
Okay, Muffin, where are we going? Ooh, Spy Cave. We haven't seen that.
This is true, we have not seen Spike Cave.
And nothing.
Nothing in Spike Cave. Yeah. This definitely looks like the Skull Woods play, which makes a ton of sense. It's Crystal, you need to beat it. Go do.
You also got that big key, so it's gonna be a full clear of everything. By the way, for a second, I wanted to believe that by cruising in front of GT, coming from TR, Muffin could take the portal and check Hera Basement and then go into Spy Cave, but nope, that doesn't exist. That is forgotten. Is this the mushroom play? Into Purple Chest, maybe?
That's a possibility. But I don't think Muffins has that knowledge of... Maybe this is a ped read.
Yes, because Aurora read ped during her first trip around the Livewar when she explored Forest. Muffin can mirror here, or may check ped and then mirror. Yeah, probably checking pad first, then mirror, do back of Skullwoods. All in one go. Oh, or can just take it. Right.
Just take it. Right. 100%. Forgot about that. That's comical. This is what happens when you don't have all the tracking. That's like, oh wait, you've already beaten all of the pendants.
I mean, if... Okay, so if Powder ends up being the answer, and Aurora's does fake Powder before going to Swamp, maybe there's no need for her to complete the dungeon, saving a little bit of time. But if that's the case, then Muffin has a kind of a big advantage right now, so... Yeah, don't know. Nice, almost simultaneous crystal pick from both runners, which have the same sprite, by the way. Okay, so crystal count. We have Muffin, all crystals except for Meyer, and all pendants. We just saw that he just pulled pad like it was nothing. Aurora's just miss Swamp and Desert compared to Muffin. Swamp was a pendant, non-green pendant. Oh, hey, Squake. And Meyer is our last crystal, which we need the big key.
I think this is going to be purple chest into Swamp for Aurora.
Probably. Unless she wants to check Skullwood's big chest first. No, she doesn't. She just goes straight to fake powdering and then mirror pick purple chest. Muffin. Oh no, sorry. I was watching on the wrong screen. I thought that Muffin was removing all this magic and I was worried for a second. Like, dude, you have powder. Having two dark links on the screen is just... No, please don't. Alright, chat, that's all. The dream is dead.
Have we not seen Sick Kid yet?
No, we haven't. This is the first time we come back to the village to do something. That's actually the first time we come... No, we have come with a bottle. I think we just didn't do that. Oh, Aurora did that. Okay, I must have totally missed that then. Probably... Yeah, when you are in the comm booths, aside from the fact that you have a severe lack of attention for details, there's also this side effect of you see junk item, and then you just immediately forget it. Where was that from?
Yeah, 100% there.
Yeah, the mushroom can still be something, but we don't know yet.
Oh no, Aurora is saying no to Swamp. And checking right side desert without the big key. That's a feels bad moment.
Yep. She's gonna go back eventually. Swamp is pretty much the only place she has left. except Hero Basement, Graveyard Ledge, Spike Cave. Am I missing something?
Big Bomb.
Big Bomb also, yeah. No, wait, Big Bomb not for Aurora because the other red is Desert, right?
Oh,
So
right.
Muffin can do that. Yeah, Muffin can do Big Bomb, Aurora's cannot. Yeah, Muffin is just gonna build that advantage as long as the Aurora doesn't go into Swamp. The only saving grace for Aurora is that the big key of Swamp is gonna pay off dividends. If that's the Mire Big, that may change everything.
I don't know what Muffins has left after this Big Bomb. Swamp might be the best play.
Oh yeah, but I don't know if it's gonna be his first of the last places that he has available. Because as soon as the Mire Big shows up, everybody's gonna stop looking for more.
It's not Big Bomb.
It also depends on.
Catfish?
Go ahead.
Done Catfish?
No, Mafia didn't do Catfish. I think that Aurora did that before going to Pod the first time. I know that Aurora did that at some point, but not before going to the mountain. Even before the hookshot, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, finally Aurora's on the right track. Probably gonna explore. Probably gonna go at least to Argus. Don't know if she's gonna go do the Left Side Swamp.
I don't see Aurora with how little Aurora has left leaving here without doing Left Side Swamp, even with getting that Desert Big.
Well, fair point. But we thought the same for Muffin, and yet he did that, so... But hey! We got a mushroom check.
Oh, that's true. We haven't seen the actual mushroom.
Alright, now the dream is officially dead. I'm sorry, chat. We were so close to greatness, but we missed that. And yeah, by the way, we're not seeing a Left Side Swamp play here.
So we've got Hera Basement and Left Side Swamp.
Seems like it.
We have seen, yeah, Ped, but yes, Blue, Ped and LJ were both duds.
Yeah, LJ was like a small key to somewhere. Where's Muffin going?
I think Harmless Hellway, or the Eastern check that wasn't done, saved that Eastern, the Eastern Vanilla Big Key chest.
Okay, so this is pretty much the Muffin going back to old places that never hurt you, and this is gonna hurt even more. Because we know there is nothing, because Aurora did that the first time, when she got into Eastern without a bow.
Oh, this might be GP.
Oh yeah, definitely GP before Eastern. But from here, I cannot see him just bailing and going Left Side Swamp, because he has Left Side Swamp and Hera. So, all bad spots, and what do you do?
And Aurora leaving it as well. This is... wow. Everybody feeling behind like you need to make a play.
True. Well, Aurora's still looking for GT Big, which she's gonna get here in Desert. But after Desert, she's gonna be in the same position as Muffin. Only left side swamp, Hera basement, big bomb, graveyard ledge. That's it. So maybe, just maybe, jumping down from Desert Ledge as soon as he kills Lamo, as she kills Lamo, maybe she's rolling back into Swamp? Unlikely, but it's a possibility. Oh really? She skipped Quake. Oh yeah, on the tracker there's no Quake, so you're right. Oh... yeah, but if she's gonna do that, she's gonna do that when she checks, what you call it? Score with big chest, which we also know is nothing. Yeah, unfortunately, as you can see, it's a juggling between bad spots that the runners left behind, trying to make some skips and save some time, and there is no right or wrong. It's just pick your poison.
Yeah, and Aurora's likely going to do Big Bomb after this.
Alright, Muffin. Which one? The mountain. Alright, Lemo's down for Aurora's, getting her 6 crystal. And now it's all up to her. Alright everybody, we got a little time for some coffee break. While Muffin waits for all those styles to float off the ground and try to kill him. Enjoy this beautiful dance.
How did Muffins get speed? I missed that.
From the staircase. Apparently you can arm super speed getting off the staircase right there.
That's hilarious. I've never seen this.
I saw that recently in a random past race, and I was very confused. Why? Where?
And there it is, Hera Basement.
Yeah, and I wonder how Muffin feels right now. He probably feels very bad. Because either he feels like they both skipped the same check and this is really, really close, or he feels very behind, like watching at the race room as it's about to finish at any second. Yeah, unfortunately that is the catch. So Hera is not as, well, not easy, but it's not as comfortable to go back when you go up the mountain in inverted. So often you just want to do Hera basement, not because you don't want to play aggressive and you want to be just a little bit more careful, just because it's so much of a pain to go back. It's actually easier to go back to swamp.
Very much so.
And there it is, because we are lacking the flute, which has been missing in action. We are forced to run all the way to my area from desert. And on top of it, because this is key sanity and we already have GT big plus I guess at least a couple GT smalls, there's not going to be any GT guessing game, as we have already everything we need in order to complete the seed. Or also deciding to skip Left Side Swamp and leaving that as a final last location to go Hera Basement, but she's going to the wrong place.
I think
no, this is probably
Spike Cave. Yeah, Spike Cave.
Okay, first Spike Cave. Okay, makes sense. Are we going back?
Yep, we are going back. Not sure where.
Well, she's probably gonna take the portal, or she thinks there's gonna be a staircase here, which is not available.
Yep. This is just a case of not knowing the mode.
The more you're a veteran of a specific mode, the more you're, the more these things. Oh my god. And Muffin getting his 7 crystal and heading to GT. And we don't have that very convenient flute that can bring us right in front of it.
Yeah, I think this is the first inverted seed I've seen that's been fluteless.
Yeah, pretty much. That's so annoying.
It's probably left side swap.
Or GT itself. I mean, it was not required. We did all dungeons without it.
This is true.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this was pretty much an AD seed. We got a forced Aga, we collected all pendants. We're about to be GT, so...
Yeah, this is a rough one.
And Aurora saving grenade again, and is gonna respawn exactly on top of this. Okay, so she's taking the long way around. I'm not sure if this is faster compared to just mirror, save and quit, respawn at Link's house, and then take the portal south? Maybe. Muffin having no problem blazing through these rooms with red mail, butter sword, half magic, silvers.
Yeah, it has all of the safeties, including powder.
Yep, that we pulled from pets specifically for the entertainment value. Muffin, why? You don't need any more than that. Any more than that, and Geno is just gonna raise white flag upon you entering the pyramid. Just say, nope, you win. Just go. Open the chest. Open the chest.
What chest? There is no chest.
Oh,
The
you're
chest
right.
is an illusion.
Right, because he's so far behind. I mean, he believes he's so far behind with that Hera basement thing. You see, we didn't need the freaking hookshot. Can hover Molder Gap. There wasn't anything in the back of Swamp.
I guess you're technically right there. Yeah, it was the hookshot. Hookshot wasn't required for anything. It just... no, to get to the right side of the mountain?
Oh yes, you're right. No flute. And no Dark Death Mountain access, so yep. And now we're also doing spins with Butter Sword for any reason. The swag is real.
So is the muscle memory.
And we are finally to phase 4. We got the torch glitch. I don't know if that was intentional, probably not. And with a 4th arrow in the face, Muffin is about to cross the bridge at an official time of... Wait a second. 1:54:07. Straight up. Get your GG's in chat for Muffin. We bring this home with the timer that I just mentioned, bringing his team to Infinity and Pgog to 3-1 for a total of 9 points, and Aurora's Nerd immediately forfeiting. This seed was a long one, so it's understandable. And that definitely Hera basement play doesn't feel good. Alright, let's see if we can have our runners here. Looks like Aurora's not gonna join us, but we have Muffin, the winner of the race. Hello, Muffin.
Hello. GG's Aurora. Oh dear.
GG's Muffin.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm not sure what to say about this one. There was a few rough deaths at the beginning, and then I think I save quit like 4 times in a row at the end there while I was trying to get back to Maya. It was an experience, that's for sure.
Yeah, there was an interesting seed, especially for chat that we knew. I mean, you checked the pedestal and scoreboards pretty late. Aurora did that a while ago, after getting the fire rod pretty much at the beginning, because you died to a bird going to minimal room. Yeah, that was very unfortunate. We always forget that the birds hit hard when you go to light ward in inverted. But yeah, you died and you decided to do desert first, and you got the book after. Aurora got the book earlier, scouted desert, got the fire rod, and she went to scoreboards earlier than you, so we got the info. And for the longest time, chat was speculating, oh, the powder is going to be relevant, when are we going to get the mushroom, it's going to be a ped seed, you know, classic chat. And then you just walked in the ped, and we were like, oh, I wonder what Muffy thinks about the powder. And then you just walk in, pull the ped, and was like, oh, right, we forgot that the seed is garbage, items are all over the place, and you can just pull ped because we completed our dependence a while ago.
Yeah, because there was at some point where I was like, I didn't have info on swamp, ice, skull, or desert. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do ice and swamp because that'll either give me my info or it'll just be 2 of the crystals I need. And of course, they were 2 pendants.
Yes, this was your de facto all dungeon seed.
Yeah. I could see getting Fire Rod early pushes you to Skull. You get that done early. I don't remember where anything was anymore though, so God knows when you go to Desert or anything. And then right at the end, it was the choice between going back to Swamp. Well, Swamp and Hera were the only 2 things I had left, and I was like, I don't want to run to Swamp, find it's not there, go to Hera, and then have to run all the way down the Dark Road again. So I'm just going to do Desert, do Hera first, and there it was.
Yeah, that's pretty much understandable. So what really propelled you forward? At the beginning, there was a little bit of an exchange in the lead multiple times. So, for example, you got your sword and Somaria after escape, while Aurora just proceeded into Skullwall. She had a little trouble with the mummies, so you had a little bit easier way with the sword and the Somaria cane. Then she reached the light ward a bit earlier than you. But the biggest factor was probably noticing the hookshot on Ilia Highland. You got that. I mean, you got the information pretty early, and you collected during your routing and stuff. Aurora missed that, so she went to Eastern. You did Eastern pretty much at the same time, but she didn't have the bow because she didn't collect bows from the top of the mountain, which were hookshot locked.
Yeah.
And so it was a bit of a last location for her. And that what gave you a good advantage.
Yeah, finding both bows, then going to East, because I had the Eastern big key quite early, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to avoid Eastern area until I get a bow, and then I got the bows out of Hera, and then the mirror out of Eastern, which was nice, and then the big key for Pod as well, so everything kind of lined up for that little sequence.
That was absolutely on point. All right, this was a long week, and so how are you feeling about this mode in general? Like, aside from this match specifically?
I don't mind the mode. I like the standard start. Okay, in this one you start with bombs, but in most Siege you're going to start with a weapon, which makes inverted routing a bit nicer. And then I just like the, you get early access to pod and things as well, which is interesting, with a glove at least. So I don't mind it so much. There's a few things that still get me every now and again. The mountain is nicer with the inverted 2.0 changes of the bridge across Spiral Cave and Mimic Cave. If you've got Mirror, you can clear out all of PR and everything in one go at that point. So just the climb for getting to Hera is such a pain in the ass, and to GT as well. And that's great if you find your flute, but that is apparently in GT, I'm gonna guess. So
Either that or left side swamp. Those are the two places we did not see.
okay, yeah. No, I mean, the mode is nice, and in some ways it was a good incentive because I've been working on a new version of the tracker, so it's been a really good incentive to get that working as well. So
Well, that's great to hear. So, yeah, unfortunately, we were not able to see your tracker because I guess it broke some midway. It was not updating. I don't know if it was a problem in the stream or it was your tracker specifically that kind of lost connection.
I think it was stream on my OBS. My tracker seems to be correct. So
Okay, so maybe we just got a stream freeze on your end because I mean you're still on Pearl, Sword, Bombos, Cane, Glove, and Bombs. That's all we can see from your tracker right now.
My stream seems nice, and I have a full inventory on mine, so it's okay.
That's fine. It's always like that. We were about to contact the developer, that tracker, to say, hey, we are getting some problems here. What's going on?
I think he was preoccupied.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You had better things to do. Okay, so I guess this wraps everything up. There is anything you want to see in order to close this race, Muffin?
No, just thanks to you guys, Deep Fried, Flying Platypus Dimitri for comms. Thanks to SpeedGaming for putting this on. And hey, look, my tracker updated. And looking forward to the next few weeks.
That was beautiful. I couldn't have imagined a more fitting end for this. All right, and thank you, Muffin, and congratulations for the win, and GG's for the rest of the match in the following weeks.
Alrighty, this is going to do it here for us. There are a few other matches that are going to be out today. We have at 3 p.m., we're going to have Megawatt versus Freddy. At 5 p.m., we have Shady Force versus MM2 NES cartridge. And at 6:30 over on SpeedGaming 2, we have Zelga Dasan versus Maniacal. That will be on SpeedGaming. They're both saying SpeedGaming 2, but I think that might be a little tight on the overlap. And the 3 p.m. game is on the ALTTPR League channel. So if you want to see more of these standverted keys, please get out there, support the runners, and yeah, going to be a good time.
Absolutely. And I want, again, as Muffin said, as Deep Fried said, thank you everybody so much for watching. Remember to give the runners a follow. Thanks Deep Fried for being my fellow commentator today. And there was another thing that I wanted to say, but I forgot, to be honest. So probably was not important. All right, this is it. See you, everybody. Bye-bye.